But enough about that. What we want to do is we want to talk about magnetic mindset, how to shift your energy to attract exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. Um, and there's a reason why this matters. Most people chase success, happiness, and abundance. But what if I told you the key is to attract them instead? Instead of chasing, go ahead and attract it. Because see this thing up here, your mind, I know you can't see the pen, but this thing up here, your mind is very, very powerful. Uh, just think about all the things you've learned through your life. Think of all the things that you are able to do throughout your life due to this thing between your ears, this mind, this magnetic mind, and it's intricately tied to the universe or your higher power, if that's what you believe, and it's intricately tied to that. It's the cosmic energy force. We're all connected to that. Let me ask you guys a really, really quick question, and go ahead and put it in the comments. Who here has tried manifestation before, and what were your results? I'm going to give you people a couple of seconds to go ahead and chime in, but think about that for a second. And let me get this off. Okay, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm waiting. I'm excited. I'm excited because manifestation seems to be the buzzword nowadays. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's doing it. You can go on YouTube and find 1,000 million channels about manifestation and how to do it correctly. But the thing is, the tools, the toolkit, you already have it. You've had it your whole life. Think back to when you were a child. Think about things that, hold on one second. Yes, yes, you are correct. You are correct. And I'm so glad that you got exactly what you manifested. Um, so the toolkit has always been there. When you were a child, if you really, really wanted something, it would seem like magic. It would just appear. I think what we forget as we become adults is that we still have that magic. It's just that we've allowed society to beat us down and tell us that no, there's no such thing as magic. But maybe magic is a bad word to you. Maybe it's just latching on to the abundance that's always been there. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate that. And hold on one second. Yes, yes, manifestation can be a very simple process. It's everything is only as hard as you decide it's going to be. Let me get my little pointer here. Okay, so let's begin by understanding the attraction blueprint. Okay, the science and spirituality of attraction. Thoughts and feeling. Okay, very important. Thoughts and feeling. What you're thinking about and what you're feeling. It is essentially a magnet for your reality. You know, your subconscious mind is like that big antenna that's picking up signals from your higher power or the universe, whatever you believe in that keeps you a positive individual. It's picking up those signals, okay? And it's shooting signals back. So you have to always stay in alignment with that which you are seeking. Um, then you have the mirror effect. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Let me repeat that. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Okay. We go back to those thoughts and feelings and emotions. Okay. Whatever's inside of you, whatever you are intently focused on, that's actually going to become your reality. I have tried to find ways around it, but it's kind of one of those rules that are essentially set in stone, that the universe or your higher power is definitely set in stone. Okay. What you're feeling inside, what you're thinking about, what you're focused on, that just shoots up to the antenna, and the antenna just shoots that out to your higher power, the universe. And so you ask, so you shall receive. Over the last few weeks, I have learned that. I used to, no, and I'm being completely realistic with you. I used to let so many things trigger me. I used to let so many things put me in a state of, I guess, for lack of a better term, anxiety or depression. And then I realized, I said, well, you keep on getting more of this because this is what you're thinking about. So I just decided at some point that I just didn't want it in my life anymore. And believe it or not, what happened? Things just started falling off. All the things that caused me anxiety and stress started to fall off because I wasn't focused on the things that were stressing me out. I wasn't focused on the storms. I wasn't focused on what could possibly go wrong. My mindset shifted to, hey, everything is going great. In fact, it could actually go a whole lot better. You know, that's what we talk about, that visualization thing that we talked about last week. That's why I think it's so important that you guys join in. I make the price of entry like super, no holds barred. Anybody can join into these things. But it's real, what I like to call life hacks. Okay. And these are life hacks that we haven't been taught in school. And just as I outlined during last week's Power Hour, these things are kind of written in science. It's like from what we understand of the world around us, many scientists are saying, hey, listen, there's this whole quantum thing, and our minds are attached to it, and everything interacts and shifts based on the reality that we expect. So if you're expecting, riches or a new car or a new home, you've got to give those feelings, those emotions, and those thoughts towards that. Let me just quote something from Buddha just to highlight this whole thing that I just got through talking about. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. See, for years, and anybody that's watched The Secret knows and understands this because at the very beginning they say, oh, they kept the secret away from everybody. They kept it hidden. This, that, and other. And it was real cool cutscene as they highlighted that point. But in a sense, it's true. In a sense, it's true. People that, just think about this for a second. Do you think the people that you admire who are multi-billionaires, who actually are the shakers and movers of this world, do you think that they give their thoughts and attentions to the minute things that are happening in their life? No, they're thinking big. They're thinking on a huge scale. Grant Cardone talks about the 10x principle or the 10 times principle. That is his mindset. Whatever I create today that is positive, that is going to bring me income, that is going to help me get to the next level, I'm going to go 10 times that. And believe it or not, it's up to you. It's really, and I can't say this enough. During coaching sessions, I hear a lot of people talk about the fact that, oh, I could just do this if I had more supportive people in my corner. I could probably get to that level if the people that are in my tribe would lift me up and bring me higher. The reality is, it's up to you, because even though we are all connected to a certain extent, thoughts that go on in your mind are completely under your control. You are the sole, SOLE, controller of your thoughts. Last week we talked about, digging deep and getting rid of some of those things that have been essentially holding us back. Okay. And when I say things, I'm talking about the things that are up here in our mind. Those things. That's what's been holding us back. As much as we want to blame others for our not reaching our goals or not accomplishing what we set out to do, if you actually did an asset and debit sheet and you said, okay, well, on this side, these are all the things that actually stopped me from getting to the next level. And on this side, these are all the things that I had control over. I'm going to tell you that the things that you have control over should be like forever long. It should be an infinite list, because you have control over everything in your life. This is something that I'm beginning to learn more and more and more. And that's why I set this as what I wanted to talk about for this week's Power Hour. When you think about things like the mirror effect, your outer world reflects your inner world. What comes to mind? What comes to mind? Can you think of some examples? Some examples of where you found it easier to blame someone else or something else, and then you essentially came to realize that, hey, listen, this was all in my hands. This was all in my hands. I have never, watched a financial report or watched a financial video on YouTube where the CEO of a company is sitting there saying, I could have did it, but if John would have did their job, John didn't do his job, so, I couldn't get it done, and I lost a couple of $1 million because of it. No, they take full responsibility, their thoughts, their emotions. We look at routines that those that have, in our eyes, made it. We look at these routines and we try to mimic them. It's not just the routines. Never be fooled. It's the mindset. It's how they wake up in the morning. The routines are just secondary. They're just secondary, just to enhance what it is that they want to accomplish that day. Elon Musk doesn't get up and say, oh, I'm just going to, if I do my push-ups, this is just the thing that I've done since I've been rich, and this is going to bring me more money. No, it's his mindset. Jeff Bezos doesn't get up and say, you know what, if I run around the block a few times and get in that good exercise, because that's been my routine since I started Amazon, hey, it's going to bring me it's going to bring me a whole lot of money, a whole lot of wealth. No, that's not the mindset. That is secondary. That is always secondary. When we think about thoughts and feelings, and put this in the comments if you don't mind. When we think about thoughts and feelings, do you not agree that this is the magnet for your reality? Just pause for 1 second, put that in the comments. See, at the end of the day, most of it comes down to understanding the person, the mental capabilities, the mental thoughts that's going on in your head. Forget everybody else's head. They got their own brain. They got their own stuff they need to deal with. You focus on you and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then you sit up there and you make a plan, of how to use the magnetic mindset to manifest. I lost my little pointing thing. Okay, so let's talk about common blocks to manifestation. Okay, and I probably covered most of them because I always do the bullet point scripts for these. So what are some of the hidden beliefs, okay, that we experience as human beings that is essentially blocking our manifestation? And let me tell you something. Before we go any further, let's stop looking at manifestation as some pixie dust or fairy dust, or I just found the elf in the forest. It's not that. This is just science. This is the science of magnetically attracting that which you want, that which you desire. So what are some of those hidden beliefs that might be sabotaging? Thinking that you're not worthy. Okay, again, and I'm going to counter all of this stuff with why this falls in the lap of your responsibility. Okay, so if you believe that you're not worthy, what could possibly make you believe that you're not worthy? Somebody put in the comments. I'm going to see who gets it. Okay, I definitely want to see who gets it. When you have those feelings of, I am not worthy to have this, where's that coming from? Yes, that is it. Seeking validation. Okay, when you were born, did you not think that you were worthy? Or did the thought even cross your mind? You're here, you exist. This is something that you built up through the years based on how you want others to view you. Okay? So let's try another one. It never works for me. Who said that? Oh, it never works for me. I have experienced this as, I guess, a serial entrepreneur, as a businessman. I actually have World of Red Media LLC, as the founder of Church of Real Talk and Church of Real Talk Coaching. I have heard this so freaking often. It never works. I tried it. It just doesn't work for me. Can I ask you a question? At what point has anything ever worked for you until you put it into effort? Think about that for a second. Nothing will ever work for you unless you put in the effort. Do you think that, let's go back to Elon Musk. There was a time when we watched the Jetsons, and I'm aging myself, when we watched the Jetsons, and we never thought that we would have robots in our house cleaning up and everything else, like the Roomba. We never thought that we would have cars that could drive themselves, much less fly. Yes, there are such things as flying cars right now. Believe it or not, go look it up after you get off of this seminar. Okay. These people went out there and took action to create these things. Okay. Let me age myself one more time. Got a smartwatch? Who remembers Dick Tracy? It was amazing. He could communicate through his watch. He got information through his watch. Batman had a watch. He got information through his watch. Someone decided that, hey, I need to create this. Now, here's the deal. They've never done anything like that before. Like Edison, they probably failed like a gazillion times, but they stuck at it until it worked for them. So let's just take that out of the excuse pile. It never worked for you. If you take action, if you go out there and do what it is that needs to be done, be it studying, be it research, being actually hands-on stuff, it's never going to work for you. It never will. It's never worked for anybody in history. Okay? And if you're letting people tell you that it can't work for you, or nobody's ever done it, it's like that scene from The Matrix, when they go to, when Trinity and Neo go to rescue Morpheus, and they go into the white staging room and all these guns, and he clicks the clip into the rifle, and, Trinity says, nobody's ever done anything like this before. And you know what Neo said? That's why it's going to work. See, we have to believe in ourselves. We go back to the top of the pile. You have to believe that you are worthy. You have to believe that you are unstoppable. Is manifestation starting to make sense to you now? Do you see how you're the sole controller of manifestation? Of magnetically drawing to yourself what it is that you want? Money or love or success is hard to get. Who the hell said that? Who the hell said that money is hard to get? Go have a conversation with, I guess his name is Altman, the guy that spearheaded ChatGPT. Go talk to him. Ask him how hard money is to get. Okay? Go to, I guess, where senior citizens hang out, and find a couple that have been with each other for the last 40, 50, 60 years, and ask them how hard love is to get. Success. Let's go talk to, I don't know, pick a person. Pick any person that you feel to be successful, that has generated income, that could be considered generational wealth. I'm not talking about people that were born with a silver spoon in their mouth and got all this money just in a trust fund. I'm talking about people that went out there and actually got the damn thing done. People that are out there with a high school diploma and decided, I'm going to make a difference in my life. Go and ask them how hard success is to get. It might take a little work. It might be a little difficult. Okay? But we go back to thoughts and emotions. If you truly believe that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get this money, I'm going to go out there and get this bag, guess what's going to happen? Because what happens is your thoughts, your emotions are signaling that antenna that is connected to your higher power and or the universe and telling them, hey, listen, I'm getting this done. Give me the resources that I need. I'm going to put in the work right now. But I need you to give me the resources that I'm going to need to ensure that, hey, listen, I get this wealth. I get this success. I get the love. You know? So let's go to another problem. Okay, I'm going to spearhead them. Okay, the energy mismatch problem. Okay, people want wealth but focus on lack. It's all up here. I can't say any differently. I want to. I want to be able to give an excuse. I want to be able to tell you just go out there and pray every day and it'll magically appear. I want to tell you go out there, meditate every day, and hey, your greatest desires are going to happen. No, it's not going to happen that way. Your thoughts and your feelings. You're trying to attract wealth, but yet and still, you're sitting up there every time you go down to the mailbox, every time you open up certain apps on your phone, you say, oh God, I'm broke. How am I going to get out of all of this debt? This debt, every time I go in the mailbox, there's another bill. Every time I pick up my phone, it's a bill collector. Oh my God, I got to get out of this. That's what you're focused on. You know, here's a reality that I've had to understand. I've been through what some would call bad times. I've gone through financial crisis before. I have. I've been on this planet for quite a few decades. It's happened to me. But things start to change when you start to not focus on the fact that you have a lack of money. Your focus should be on how do I get more freaking money? How am I going to get more money? What steps do I need to take? What actions do I need to take to make that bank account add a few more zeros at the end? Thoughts and emotions. You're going to notice that this is a reoccurring theme. You know, and do me a favor, put it in the comments. Share this with us. How many people understand what I'm talking about, this energy mismatch, where people want wealth but focus on lack? Share that with us. Okay, I'm going to move on now. Okay. People want love but focus on loneliness. One of the things of being chosen, and I consider myself chosen, you know, and I know that many of you consider yourself to be chosen. You're here for a purpose. You're here to get the damn thing done. You're here to bring stability to a very chaotic world. Okay. But if you focus on loneliness, because in the doctrine that is the chosen one, you know, we have the isolation ritual where we are just basically feeling alone and isolated. I'm going to tell you, and I've went through that. I've went through that. Okay, it is a horrible feeling to feel that you are alone. You know that nobody's got your back. Nobody cares about you. You know, you probably have nightmares about having, you know, your final destination going off party and nobody's there to see you off. But once you come to realize, once you come to understand that, hey, listen, I'm not going to focus on this. I'm going to accept this for what it is. You'll start to find, again, emotions, thoughts, feelings, okay, going into that antenna. You're going to find that the universe or your higher power will actually put people there for you. Signs and synchronicity. I found that out so much. Once I came to accept the fact that I was going through this to make myself more resilient, basically teaching me not to seek validation. See, I think that's we all have our own isolation ritual, Okay, and you can attest to this. We all have our own isolation ritual, but I think mine was to teach me to not seek validation. For most of my life, I've really not sought validation, but there have been key points, key moments where if I'm working on something, if I'm doing something, I would go out there, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Nowadays, I'm just like, it's done. There's nothing that anybody can say that's going to stop it from being done. What do you think about it? And it really doesn't matter what they think, whether it's negative or positive, because again, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. So once I figured out that, hey, listen, I just really need to give up the whole validation thing, like for good. I found out that the universe actually put people in my path, people that wanted to assist in the journey. Sometimes those people had just come out of their own isolation ritual. But I'm drifting. I'm drifting. You know, if you want love, love yourself first. Okay, that's that thoughts and emotions. Love yourself first. Okay, and focus on finding love, not finding more loneliness. Finding more loneliness is kind of easy. It really, really is. Finding more loneliness doesn't take any effort. Finding love, a little bit of effort. You gotta go out there. You gotta start conversation. You gotta meet people. You know, you've gotta put yourself out there, and it's easier for you to put yourself out there when you're not seeking validation, when you're being your authentic self. Again, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You know, Dr. Wayne Dwyer, and I love that guy. Oh, I love Dr. Wayne Dwyer. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. At first, I didn't understand where he was coming from. This was years ago when I went to the library, I got an audio book set, and I listened to the first CD, and I was like, this really is not what I'm looking for. I don't think this can help me, you know. And fast forward about a decade later, someone actually gave me an audio book on CD from Dr. Wayne Dwyer, and the way that I felt was, well, I gotta listen to the whole thing. But A, they're probably gonna ask me questions to see if I really listened to it. And B, it was the right thing to do. Someone took a moment to give me something that they felt could help me. And I listened to it, listened to the whole thing, and I loved it. And I loved it. And this falls a little bit into that antenna thing that I talked about earlier, how that antenna actually pulls on your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and sends a message out to the universe. I think I was really meant to sit down and listen to that presentation that he gave, because I'm going to be honest with you, it shifted so much in my mind. But here's a quote from Dr. Wayne Dwyer. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This is what we've been talking about for like the last half an hour. This is what we've been talking about. You attract what you are, what you believe in yourself, what you believe you are capable of. And your capabilities are unlimited. Unlimited. You have unlimited capability. You just have to put your mind to it, and you know, and some of us through the years, and I'm not just talking about letting society take these gifts away from us. Some of us through the years have basically walked over, pulled out the plug from the antenna. The antenna that was meant to communicate with the universe and or our higher power. We've walked over it and pulled the plug out, and you know, and just decided that, hey, listen, I'm going to do it on my own. Ego, as Dr. Wayne Dyer would say, edge God out. That's what we do. We figure we've got this universe has been here for billions of years, and we think we've got it all figured out. And as he would say, is we begin to let ego take over, and we edge God out. We got this. We got this, and the only time that we come back and decide that the universe of the higher power is needed is when we find ourselves in the midst of a storm that we don't think we'll be able to get out of. Think about that for a second. What I want to talk about is the magnetic mindset formula. This is a formula. I use the word formula because it reminds me of chemistry class. It really does. It really does. You know, the science teacher or the chemistry teacher would tell you, you're going to sit down, you're going to mix this with this, and this is what you're going to get. You know, I think the ancients called it out, but we call it chemistry. And everything I find in this life follows the formula. You know, a written in stone formula, you know. And the first stage of formula is clarity. That is the very first, before we go any place further, we got to have clarity. What is it that you need? Put it in the comments. Go ahead, put it in the comments. I need coffee anyway. But go ahead and put it in the comments. What is it that you want? Okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you. I needed that. You know, what is it that you are trying to attract? Why are you here? Put it in the comments. Okay, a whole lot of money. That's good. That's good. That's a good start, I guess. You know, creating generational wealth. We talked about that. We talked about that's falling back into, you know, wealth and money. You know, she wants to find a meaningful relationship. It's a good start. It's a good start. But if I can get in your face just a wee bit, can I just say something? You've got to give that clarity. You've got to give that clarity. You know, the University of High Power doesn't understand a whole bunch of money. Because here's the deal. If you're sending out a message, I want a whole bunch of money, there is somebody like in a third world country that wants a whole bunch of money, and that whole bunch of money might equal $20 in US dollars. And you might get it. I found money in terms of need in the street, rolling around in vegetables, you know, just walking down the street, been down and tied my shoe and said, ooh, money. I love that. I love money. But if you want to attract something, you've got to clarify. You've got to save the heavy lifting, okay, from the University of High Power. Just save them the heavy lifting. Write down a number. In front of my keyboard, I have a number. And it is written on a bank deposit slip. And it has a date. And I need to make sure that my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions are aligned with that amount of money, with that date, with that banking account. You have to clarify exactly what it is that you're seeking. You know, and this is where a lot of people give up on manifesting. You know, I don't know how you give up on the scientific principle, but this is where a lot of people give up on manifesting is because I didn't get what I wanted. I asked for a whole bunch of money and I got $10. I bought a dollar scratch off and I got $20. You know, this manifestation, it's hogwash. It doesn't work. You know, I wanted a new house. I wanted a new house, and all I got was a different house that had the same problems that my old house had. This doesn't work. Well, did you clarify what it was that you wanted? Did you clarify what you wanted to attract? I talked last week about the guy that wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. I think his name is Jack Campbell, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I talked about how in the movie The Secret, or the documentary, whatever you want to call it, you know, in The Secret, he was unpacking in his new house. He's with his son. He pulls out his vision board. He looks at the vision board and he's like, oh my God, I did this X amount of years ago, and this is the house that we're in now. You've got to be specific. You know, you sit up there, a lot of people sit up there and say, my car is old. I can't drive this car no more. It spends more time in the shop than it spends on the road. I need a new vehicle. And you go and you sit down and say, I'm going to manifest a new vehicle. You know, were you specific? How can you get upset if you're given by maybe you had a relative that had a construction company and they give you a dump truck? It's a vehicle. It'll get you from point A to B. You've got to be specific. If you're looking for a new vehicle, and I've actually manifested a vehicle in my life, okay, You've got to be specific. What did I do when I wanted to manifest that vehicle? I went to a car show. I saw this car. I fell in love. Okay, I felt absolutely head over heels in love with it. Came from the car show, went home. Before I got my coat off, I'm sitting on the computer, looking up all the stats on this car, looking at all the stuff, found a nice image of the car, found the color that I want, made it my screensaver, went onto the company's site, built the car. Anytime people would talk to me about a vehicle, that's all I talked about was that car. Now, mind you, I had a car, brand new car that I had just bought that wasn't even a year old. Wasn't even a year old. And most people would think that, well, you're going to have to pay off at least 3 years of that before, you're going to be able to trade that in and get a new car. Nope. My thoughts, feelings, and emotions were aligned to me getting that vehicle. What happened was, driving from the supermarket, there's a dealership right down the block from the supermarket. I just pulled in because I saw 3 of those cars just sitting in the lot, and I wanted to get out and go look. Put my Jeep in. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at these cars, I'm looking in the windows, and then finally a salesman comes out. Yeah, it's nice cars. And yeah, it really is. And we just start talking about it because I figure he knows the stats. So we're talking about it and going on and on. Hey, you want to take a test drive? I was like, nah, because I don't want to get caught up in making a decision today, you know. And he was like, hey, it doesn't hurt anything, and I promise I won't push you out. Just give you my card. If you change your mind, you just come back. So I took a test drive. And oh my God. If I didn't have the church, I would tell you the feeling that I had while I was driving that car, and I broke a couple of speed laws too, just to see how it handled. And he was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Good. How do you like it? But, this car is only a year old. As promised, he gave me his card, told me, hey, listen, call me if you change your mind. We can talk. Of course, him being a salesman wanted to make that sale, called me a couple times. I was like, dude, I'm really not ready yet, And the last time he called me, I sat in front of the computer and I just started going through everything that I knew about that car, sifting through it. And I had to go back to that supermarket again the following Saturday. And I went to the supermarket and I pulled in, I found the salesperson, and I was like, listen, here's the deal. I really want the car. I can't afford 2 cars. And, this car is not even a year old. I think it was 10 months old. It was like, do you really like the car? That's what I'm asking. I was like, I love the freaking car. I love it. I really wish that I had a way to get it today. And he was like, listen, come inside, let's talk. By the way, we have a promotion. You can get a $250 gift card for gas. That'll pay for your first month or 2 months of gas. And, we have a TV. You get a little, I think it was like a 26-inch. That's when flat screens first became popular. And yes, I had a tube TV in my house at the time. It was an experience. And what made the experience that much better was he actually found a way to give me more than what my present car was worth. And I didn't think that could happen. And I came back the following Monday and picked up my brand new car. What I'm trying to highlight is, see, this is when I had the thoughts, feelings, and emotions, that antenna was sending out a signal to the universe saying he really wants this car. This all dude thinks about it. He's about to get fired from his job because he really wants his car. Yeah, I got caught a few times at work using the computer to find out more about the car. He's going to get fired. Let's go ahead and give him the car. Well, he has doubts that he's going to be able to afford it because he's got a new car. Hey, listen, if he wants the car, we'll find a way to make it happen. Isn't that amazing? The next thing is you have to be aligned with it. Did I not explain how I was becoming more and more aligned with getting this vehicle into my possession? I became aligned with it. Like I said, it's all I thought about, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You know, there were times when I would just stare at the screen and picture myself driving that car. Yeah, just like in The Secret. I pictured myself in that vehicle. From that test drive, I pictured myself taking those turns at 80 miles per hour, and the way that the computer was set up, it knew how to brake left or right, in increments to make sure that I didn't roll over. Okay, you have to become aligned with what it is that you want. If you're seeking a new house, go open up Zillow or whatever the hell it's called, or Willow, whatever it's called. Open it up, look at it, look at houses, call up agents, do walkthroughs. Align yourself with what it is that you are trying to attract magnetically into your life. Because it bolsters, here we are back at the front of the ranch, it bolsters those feelings, those thoughts, and those emotions that actually transmit from that antenna. Okay? Detachment. Okay, so let go of how it happened. Look, how did I get more money? We've been taught all of our lives, once you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates. It's only going downhill. Unless you hold on to it for a couple of decades and keep it in mint condition, you might luck up and it might become a collectible. Okay? But you have to let go of how the universe is, or your higher power is presenting these things to you. Okay? A lot of times when we are in the midst of trying to manifest something, we just sit up there and we put the brakes on it. We say, all right, I can't have it. I owe two. This car is brand new. Nobody's going to take this as a trade, and they're just gonna roll in what I lost from that car into this note. Don't worry about the minute details. Let the universe handle it. Let your higher power handle it. Inspired action. I can never talk about this enough. It's something that, during, coaching sessions, during when I'm giving presentations, I always talk about inspired action. Inspired action is so very important. Okay, it's like one of the most important things ever. Okay, you've got to take action. Like I said, go ahead, look through those listings. I don't care if you get the newspaper and call up real estate agents. Go through those listings, set up a couple of walkthroughs, set up a couple of tours. If you're like me, you want to call, go take a test drive. Trust me, they can't tie you up in a dungeon and whip you over and over again until you buy the car. You can always say no, but you've got to take inspired action. Again, it's like that jump start towards your thoughts, feelings, and emotion, And one of the more important things, and I don't know if I've touched on this through the whole presentation, is gratitude. You've got to always have an attitude of gratitude. Because for everything that you think you're missing out on, everything that you think you don't have, everything that you believe you've been treated unfairly, with, there's someone out there that wish that they had exactly, nope, not close to, but exactly what it is that you have. You've got to have an attitude of gratitude. You've got to have an attitude of appreciation for the things that you have. And, every morning you've got to find 5 things that you're grateful for. And 5 different things every morning. Don't get up tomorrow and do the same 5. Find 5 different things every day, 365 days a year. Okay, find 5 things that you're grateful for. And you've got to have belief. Faith is one of those things that lives within you. And whether you believe in a higher power or the universe, no one else can judge or take away your faith. It lives within you. It's part of that antenna system. It lives right inside of you. And when your faith is strong, when you have belief, not only in your higher power of the universe, but within yourself, you'll soon find that so many doors will open to your benefit. To your benefit. Let's try a live visualization exercise. And I'm going to need you guys to close your eyes. I'm going to drink coffee. Okay. But I want you guys to try this, especially if you've never tried it before. For 2 minutes, I want you to close your eyes, okay, and picture yourself already having what it is that you desire. And I want you to tell me what it feels like. This is kind of piggybacking off of what we did last week with the visualization. But I'm going to shut my mouth and give you guys a whole 2 minutes to get through this, okay? While I drink. And then I'm gonna ask you to put something in the comments. Shh, I'm gonna shut up. I'm quiet. Hmm. Okay. So the 2 minutes are up, and you know what? You can do this for as long as you want. You can do it as short as you want. Sometimes I find that 30-second clips actually work for me. Where I can just find 30 seconds. Plus, I got kids, so it's kind of hard to find that quiet environment that we just had just now. But yeah, 30-second clips works for me. Some people need longer. But the thing is that you have to make it as vivid as possible in your mind. Almost like those days when I was staring at the car through the computer screen, visualizing myself hitting the little key fob and walking in and starting the car and making it go vroom, vroom, vroom. Visualize it. To this very day, I truly, truly believe, and this was before I watched The Secret, okay? I truly believe that, manifestation is a real thing. It is real science. It's not pseudoscience. It's not something that people are just talking about. It's something that is real. It's one of the basic laws of this universe, and just to put it out there, here's a quote. It's attributed to unknown, but it says the universe responds to the frequency you put out. Okay, it'll always respond. What do you think it's doing there? Okay, believe it or not, it's waiting for you to give it something to actually manifest for you. Believe it or not, it's just up to you what you choose to manifest. Like I said, there were times when I manifested anxiety and stress. I manifested it. And the universe basically turned around and said, that's what you want? Take it, all yours. Go ahead and stress out, buddy. Go get in that fetal ball on the bed. Okay, that's what you wanted. That's what you got. But let's begin to take it to the next level. Okay, let's start with some daily magnetic mindset rituals. Morning affirmations. I told you 365 days in a year. I need you guys, okay, to come up with 5 unique things that you're grateful for every day in front of the mirror, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're shaving, while you're putting your makeup, whatever you do. Okay, 5 things, and that's not much to ask. But along with that, I want you to actually bolster yourself, okay, by giving yourself affirmation. Okay, if you're feeling that you're not worthy, tell yourself you're worthy. One of the things that I often say when I do videos on social media is no matter, okay, no matter, and this has been a truism for me for a long time, no matter who you listen to, I can guarantee that you always listen to yourself. I can guarantee. And this is part of unlocking your subconscious mind to give you exactly what it is that you want. Okay, so you have to start affirming to yourself, I am worthy. I'm lovable. Okay, I'm wealthy. I am that person. I'm about to go out there and do great things today. Not good things, great things today. Today, I'm going to make it the most epic day ever. And just say it out loud in the morning, but during the day, reaffirm that constantly. Especially when you find yourself in those situations where you feel your energy is being kind of drained. And that could be from work, a relationship, whatever. Just affirm to yourself in silence, or just excuse yourself, go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, that whole mirror view thing, and just say, hey, I'm worthy. I'm better than this. Another thing that you can do is vision board or journal. Okay, vision boards, awesome things. Don't just throw it together. Take your time. Okay, I have taken, no lie, one time I created a vision board, and this is when before I learned how to do digital ones. Digital ones work. Okay, screensaver on your computer, screensaver on your phone, they work gangbusters. Okay, but it took me about a week. Because I want to embed as much emotion as possible into it. Some people prefer to journal. I know a lot of people that prefer to journal. They keep it in a book with them. They keep it in their briefcase. They keep it in their pocketbook, and they just journal. They journal about their day. They journal about what they're thinking about. They journal about the fact that they are freaking amazing. Okay, and then of course we have meditation and breath work. Or should I say also prayer and breath work? Because if you believe in a higher power, prayer and meditation, to me, basically the same thing. Okay, you're connecting with your higher power when you're praying. When you're meditating, you're connecting with the universe, or sometimes with your higher power. And there's nothing wrong with it. And the more time that you can find to do that, to find stillness, to find, peacefulness, to find mindfulness, you'll find that life becomes just a wee bit easier. It really does, And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. This is something that I've had to learn. I definitely had to learn. The power of the right environment. This is one of those things that you are the sole controller. Okay? Environments that do not or are not conducive to your growth, you need to remove yourself from. And I know sometimes it is just freaking impossible. But I found, again, another life hack. Sometimes I just put on my headphones. I just drown the world out. Listen to an audio. Sometimes, I go out of my way, to find tasks to do that will take me outside of the environment that I'm in. That's what they made bathrooms for in the workplace. Sometimes you need to get out of the environment. Go sit in your car for a few minutes. Okay? But the important thing is that you find ways to surround yourself with high vibrational beings, high vibrational people. The reason why this is so important is because, sometimes ego, edging God out, we will place ourselves in environments where we're top dog, we're a number one. Everybody's looking to us for the answers. But I have to always ask yourself a question. I always have to ask myself, but I want you to ask yourself, how do you grow that way? How do you get to the next level that way if nobody else is above you? Find mentors. Find people that actually know more than you do. Okay? Find people that you can learn from. Okay? This is how you get to the next level. Again, it's just plain science and math. Okay? And how are you going to keep the momentum going? I'm going to tell you, you've got to create your own call to action. And, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to start attracting what you truly want? Are you ready to start attracting what you truly want? And let me ask you a question. Type magnetic into the comments if you are ready to go out there and attract what you want, what you deserve. And with that being said, we're coming to the close of this, and I'll probably just keep on talking forever and ever. Guys, here's the deal. If you got questions, put them in. I mean, I know everybody's probably has this warm, fuzzy feeling because we've actually discussed a lot today. This actually goes up on Patreon. Go ahead. If you feel that, there's something that you want to be a part of, go ahead and join it. Patreon.com Church of Real Talk. Patreon.com /Church of Real Talk. go ahead and join the Patreon page. That way you can have a replay of this video, okay, because I'm going to put it up this evening. Become a member, so that way whenever it's needed, whenever you need that extra push, hey, Minister Robinson is there for you. Let me see. I ain't got nothing else. I'm actually thinking about next week's Power Hour. I'm excited about it, and I want to make sure that I give the maximum value when I sit down for an hour, because time, one thing that we never get back and can never be replaced. So with that being said, I don't want to waste your time at all. I want to give you actionable stuff. I see people putting magnetic up in there. There you go. That's what's up. That's what's up. That magnetic mindset. Yes, I love it. What I want to say to you guys is your mindset, the way you think, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, that's your magnet. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. Okay, so with that being said, you already know all the stuff. Follow me wherever I'm at. We're going to dig even deeper into this. Shoot me an email or a text or whatever. If you have found success, or join us next week and let us know the success that you've experienced. With that being said, I see more magnetics. I love it. I love it. With that being said, Minister Robinson, Church of Real Talk Coaching Services, and contact me if I can be of assistance. The reason why I do everything that I do, love you guys. Have a great day. Hey, this is a long weekend. Win-win. You can put all the stuff to work now. Okay, and let me in.